Welcome back. Welcome back. We're going to have another video. This is a crazy one, man. The EPA has just discovered Biden administration, man. They awarded $2 billion to climate change, climate group linked to Stacey Abrams. If you guys know who Stacey Abrams is, she is a corrupt individual Democrat. And for some of you Democrats looking for some receipts, go look for it. You got all the stuff you need to go look. But with that being said, you guys like, share, and subscribe if you like it, and watch the video. And we'll get right back to it. But again, I don't freaking edit my videos. You know, I might not talk the best, you know what I mean? But I love this country, and that's why I'm doing these videos at 49 years old. So, hey, I'm a patriot, and I love this country, and I love Donald Trump, so I don't want this country to go to hell. So if you'd like and subscribe, that would be amazing. Thanks, guys, and let's play this video.
Fraud and abuse exposed as the Environmental Protection Agency reveals President Biden awarded $2 billion buried in the so-called Inflation Reduction Act to a climate group tied to one of his most...
That's why they bury this thing. Thousands of pages late at night. Now you see why we might have to close the damn government down. It's just sickening. So if we fire some of these people, it affects all of us, not just you.
Loyal supporters and friends, former Georgia gubernatorial candidate Stacey Abrams. The EPA now trying to claw that money back, which is part of a larger $20 billion held at an outside financial institution. The money distributed as part of the $739 billion Inflation Reduction Act that was passed by congressional Democrats.
Do you realize that all these acts that they do, it makes it sound good? Probably none of it is any good for you or I, but it just sounds really good. It's like putting lipstick on a pig.
And signed into law passed by congressional Democrats and signed into law that an outside financial institution.
I'm just backing it up a little bit so you can hear what is the name of it.
The money distributed as part of the $739 billion Inflation Reduction Act that was passed by congressional.
The Inflation Reduction Act. The inflation going up, reduction going down act. They awarded $2 billion. That's going to go to waste. Unbelievable.
Democrats and signed into law by President Biden in 2022. Joining me now is the EPA Administrator, Lee Zeldin. EPA Administrator Zeldin, great to have you this morning. Thank you for being here. I want to get your take on what you've been doing this weekend. So let me get to the Stacey Abrams money in a moment. Tell us what you've been able to do just in the last 2 days.
Working with DOGE. We just cut another 21 grants heading towards DEI and environmental justice, saving the American taxpayers another $67 million. This is in our first.
$67 million. Do you guys understand? This government has been ripping you off from day one. They've been making money off your back from day one. They've been stealing from you from day one. And they want to give you $5,000, which is nothing. They owe you millions of dollars. Take the $5,000 and volunteer to donate it to the church.
Round of cuts to find these efficiencies. So this partnership with DOGE has been outstanding. We want the EPA to be operating as efficiently as possible and exceptionally accomplishing our mission. We're on track.
Well, let's talk about this outrageous finding that you have had in terms of $2 billion stashed away in the Inflation Reduction Act and sent to Stacey Abrams' linked climate group. Tell me about it.
Maria, this group in 2023 only received $100. This is even like it's a longtime group that has some reputation of handling large budgets. They received $2 billion in 2024. On page 1 of the grant agreement, it tells them that they have 21 days to distribute all $2 billion.
This place has 22 or 1 days to distribute all that money. Seems like a kickback. Doge, look into it.
And on page 7 of the grant agreement, it is giving them 90 days to complete a training called How to Develop a Budget. I would say that any entity that needs training on how to develop a budget shouldn't be actually distributing money before they take that training, and they certainly shouldn't be receiving $2 billion.
Because that lady right there is corrupt and evil. Corrupt and evil.
$1 to be distributing that rapidly. What we've seen is a lot of self-dealing, a lot of conflicts of interest, and instead of spending tens of billions of dollars wisely and maintaining accountability and having oversight, instead they were rushing to just, as they said in a December video that was leaked by a Biden EPA political appointee, they were throwing gold bars off the Titanic. We found the gold bars and we want them back.
Unbelievable.
Right.
The money is being held at what? Citigroup? Why can't you get your hands on that money and claw it back?
This is something that the Justice Department's been working with Citibank on. There's a financial agent agreement with Treasury, an account control agreement with EPA and the primary recipients in the bank.
Get it back. Trump will
but this is something that the Justice Department has been asking a lot of questions of us. I appreciate their diligence on behalf of the American taxpayer and working with our agency to ensure that we can reestablish that accountability and oversight over these funds. Had a great conversation last night with the president on the topic, again with Russ Vought, our new head of the Office of Management and Budget. Multiple agencies working to ensure that this funding is not wasted. We're going to go through a process, and fortunately Citibank is cooperating with the Justice Department.
I tell you what, Lee Zeldin is amazing. I mean, Trump, he appointed the best group of people in the world, man. Hey, man, if you guys are in here this long, you got through this far, just please, just like and subscribe. The algorithms are terrible on YouTube, man. Thanks, guys. Let's just keep playing.
So was there criminality here?
Couple more minutes.
That's a question for the Justice Department to answer. I would say that it's a clear-cut case of waste and abuse. The entire scheme, in my opinion, is criminal. I'll give you one other example.
Did you hear that? It's criminal. Stacey Abrams, you're going to jail.
There are only 8 primary recipients that received all $20 billion. I told you we're just discussing the Stacey Abrams link.
I got a question. He said $8 billion or whatever the case might be. Let me go back real quick because that's important.
Recipients that received all $20 billion.
Like eight recipients got $20 billion. Or $2 billion or $20 billion. I think it's $20 billion. We're going to find out, I bet you.
I told you we're just discussing the Stacey Abrams link one that got $2 billion. The director of the Greenhouse Gas Reduction Fund gave $5 billion to his former employer. So he leaves one of these funds, becomes the director of the Greenhouse Gas Reduction Fund, and then gives $5 billion to his former employer. I wish I could tell you that this was the end of it. We're talking about pass-throughs, giving to other entities. Many respects, those are pass-throughs.
That's it. Exactly it, folks. It's a pass-through entity. That's all it is. They're paying people off with your money. And then you're worried about getting this $5,000. They're not worried about your $5,000. You see what I'm saying? They're using you. And then you're just falling for it. You Democrats need to open up your eyes.
And the EPA, in writing, tying our hands behind our back to ensure that we would have as little oversight as possible.
Wow. And you've got tons of rules and regulations that were put into effect under the Biden administration as it hid all of its regulations behind the whole cloud of environmental. issues, right? I mean, at the EPA, how much cutting are you doing in terms of rules and regulations throughout government, by the way, not just the EPA?
President Trump campaigned on this. The American public spoke loudly and clearly, and the Supreme Court has weighed in too with the Loper Bright case. They don't want, and agencies should not, be coming up with their own interpretations of what law is. We should be following our obligations under the law. We should be respecting the rule of law. We should be advancing cooperative federalism. It's time to go back to the...
I mean, that's exactly it, guys. It's just...
Tax Act knows taxes can be confusing.
It is what it is, but you got to understand that these people are doing everything that they can at the end of the day. They are like rats in a little cage that are scurrying because they know at the end of the day they're caught, and they're trying to do everything they can to get you all excited, get you worked up, get you depressed, wanting to fight. No, today's not the day. I give you a challenge to some of those Democrats that think that maybe the stuff that I'm saying is bullshit, you know what I mean? Go look. Think outside the box a little bit. See what's really happening. It's just crazy. All right, guys, if you guys made it to the end, on Rob Reacts here, I'm just here just to have fun with you guys on a Monday. But go down and like and subscribe at the bottom and share this out or comment down below. Thanks, guys. We'll see you soon. All right.